Hello, and welcome to another birdsincanberra.com video, where you can see photos and clips of some of the wonderful wildlife I have been fortunate enough to record. I hope you like what you're about to see. Unfortunately, on the day I visited the Pinnacle Nature Reserve, it was very overcast, which made for moody landscape shots, as you can see here, but reduced the lighting for photographing birds, especially if they were in or under the shade of a tree. The Pinnacle Nature Reserve is a small reserve located near Belconnen in North Canberra. It is relatively open and covers a shallow valley. Because the weather forecast had been for cloud, I figured an open area was the best choice to get sufficient light for photography. To give me the best chance of finding animals to photograph, I spent most of the morning at an artificial dam in the southeast of the reserve, being the best local water source. The dam used to have reeds in it, but something had killed them, so the dam appeared devoid of much life. The first animals I saw that day were a group of white-winged Choughs. These birds work collaboratively in everything they do, and they are always fun to watch. Unfortunately, because of the low light, I had to use a high ISO to have sufficient speed to photograph them. It became even harder when they were on the ground, as they were a dark bird against the vegetation, so it was difficult for the autofocus to register much contrast in autofocus. Now, this slightly brownish bird is an immature chough. While these darker ones are adults. There's something about choughs grazing on the ground that always looks very dinosaur-like to me. A magpie objected to them being in the area and swooped them. You can see how the choughs act together because when they detect the swoop, they all move closer. These beautiful red birds are crimson Rosellas, a very common parrot around Canberra, even in people's gardens. Of interest, the bird on the right with the green feathers on its back is an immature bird. For me, the Rosella's colours makes them a beautiful bird to photograph, but the overcast day made the light a little dull, dampening the colour a bit. Still, I was able to get some shots. This Mailbag Huntsman spider was not at the Pinnacle, it was at Canberrra Nature Reserve, a place I had visited a few days prior. While there, I took the chance to fool around with night videoing. And when I say fooling around, I had a torch in one hand and my camera in the other, trying to film him. Not the best video, but it was a chance to practice. These next two insects were also not at the reserve, but at my home. This one is a common eastern litter runner that was on my shed when I went to get something out of it. Happily, it was still there after I rushed back into the house to get my camera. It is a native Australian cockroach and made a very interesting subject for a macro shot. The last insect is a Realest Soldier Fly. Although only the females are actually wingless, the males have wings. There were a number of these females around my house, and despite their appearance, they are completely harmless. They also make a great macro subject. After the shots of this insect, I have included some other macro shots I took around my garden. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.